Yo!
Oh, snap. You know what time it is. It's the Talking Normies podcast. And today we're discussing Naruto. So far, we're on an episode 122, I believe. So we're going to be talking about all the way up until there. Hell yeah.
122.
Yeah.
Hey man, I'm not even.
Right?
I'm not looking anywhere in that chat. And that there's gonna be.
I'm not.
So guys, we're going to be avoiding the chat, but that's why we got the homie Hunter here. Hunter is going to be making sure you guys are still able to talk with us and communicate with us while we're able to avoid all the spoilers. So it's not a touchscreen. Why does everybody think these are touchscreens? Does everyone just use the
mine's a
computer?
touchscreen.
Because you probably
You shouldn't touch your computer screen. Computer screens are not made to be touched.
MacBook,
Actually,
but that's
a lot of
because
them are touchscreens now.
I'm a fucking boomer.
Mine and Marquetta's are touchscreen.
Okay,
I know that.
because you guys
hate
have
it.
lame Windows.
So, as always, can I see that for
Oh yeah. Come on, it's good. It's good. Your ass.
Hunter edits the Naruto episodes,
Hey,
by the way, guys.
So, we hear you, and I just want to say again.
Yeah, talking to the mic.
Oh, thanks, Johnny Blue. We're not doing 3 episodes a week. Thank you for your time. If that's the reason why you're here, have a good day. Other than that, everyone, hello.
Oh. Guys, that's Hunter. He's our editor. Across from me is Surge Uchiha, and next to him is Nahid Uchiha, and back here is Sakura Uchiha as well.
We're all Uchihas.
This
Yeah.
is run.
I want to be Naruto Uzumaki. Naruto Uzumaki.
Nahid Uzumaki, and you want to be Kakashi Rana?
Yes.
Perfect. Whose phone is it?
Yes.
Whose phone?
It's
Suraj, stop watching the stream.
I was just catching up on the chat. I'm sorry.
Don't read the chat.
Yeah.
Well, now we're just gonna spiral out of control here.
Why is it still going?
I don't know. So, all right, guys. I hope everyone's excited.
Okay.
Today we're gonna be talking about Naruto. So, boom. How did you guys feel? Before we started watching it, what did you know about Naruto? What did you know about the lore?
I was really, really excited for it. I've been pushing for it. The lore I knew was that my little brother loved it. He told me the best way he told me it was like a very serious version of like DBZ, but like it's like his version of DBZ basically. And I did my research. Like I was like, yo, this is like the #1 anime. I want to watch it. So yeah.
All right.
I knew nothing about the show. I didn't know it was about ninjas, shinobi, nothing. I knew Naruto was a character, and I knew what Naruto looked like. I didn't even know who the hell Sasuke was until you would joke about it sometimes, Chris, in the office, and be like, Sasuke! I think we would see the King Vader videos sometimes and be like, what the fuck is this? And I literally had no idea.
It's just so fun to say his name. What about you, Rana?
I personally went into this knowing nothing about it. I only knew tidbits from my cousin, Alyssa, who loved Naruto. So I only knew like his face basically, and like she would cosplay as him. I was like, okay, that's cool. We were kids. I was into anime back then. And then there's Navi, who's super into Naruto as well. And like she would always show us like the Naruto like run or like these funny memes or like videos people were making. And I was like, I get nothing. This is just, but it looked cool. And I was going into it with an open mind. So love it now.
Huh?
Nobody always said that I would like it or we would all love it.
That's what everybody says about everything. I don't believe them until I'm watching it.
I love this show, so you will too.
So I had seen it before. I seen like a couple episodes on TV because it would come on, and I just be like, oh yeah, this show's on.
What
I knew
channel?
it was Naruto. What channel?
Yeah.
Cartoon Network. It was either on Adult Swim or Toonami, but like I seen it before.
Okay.
Shit was on TV. So we'll get to that super chat in a second. So we would just like see it, and I was like, all right, I knew who Naruto was. And then like I see a couple episodes here and there, and then I saw like the memes, and there's a certain thing that I've seen that hasn't happened yet because of it was on like a video essay about really good animation. So those are like all the things that I know. Aside from story wise and like plot points, I didn't really know a ton. I didn't even really know like any character backstory or anything like that aside from Naruto. So I was coming in with a little bit of it, but now I'm getting like the full picture. And I want to give Six String sent us an old $5. Thank you, Six String. That means a lot. You literally don't have to do that. Will you consider watching One Piece? It's even more popular than Naruto, especially in Japan. Answer to that is redacted. I don't
in
know.
time,
Redacted.
in time, we'll
It
see.
is super
Whoa,
popular in
Nahid.
Japan.
In time.
So can we just say maybe? Maybe seems like an appropriate answer for that.
There's
Maybe.
over 50,000 animes in the world.
Is there really literally over 50,000
We'll
animes?
cross them one at a time.
Probably.
One at a time. I got shit to do with my
I'm
life.
not gonna live that long.
It's been
Right?
going on since like the 80s, man.
Fucking sun's gonna burn out before we get to watch all the animes. Lord. I got my notes on my phone, guys.
I
I'm
also
not
saw the
ignoring
Sasuke choking meme, and someone named Kakashi Hitake was a commenter back in the old days, and then Navi told me like, "Oh, that's from Naruto. He's like one of the best characters." And so when I saw Kakashi, I was like, "I remember."
Kakashi is the best character.
Oh, I also saw a lot of just a lot of people dressing up as like Naruto characters. Halloween, any convention we go to, and like I could recognize it, and I just seen like people who would like have on Naruto shirts and shit like that. So I mean, the culture permeates.
Every
You see motherfuckers fucking with it.
every festival we go, it's like it's either DBZ or Naruto, and I feel like Naruto's been kind of like in the running of like the most lately. Is I see it everywhere. We saw a whole Akatsuki gang when we were at Lost Lands.
Honestly, the tattoos are phenomenal.
Yeah, the Uchiha tattoo, the Sharingan, fucking sick.
Just be careful with Discord. If we bump
I
it,
gotcha.
the whole internet shuts off. That's how our
God.
studio's rigged.
Oh God,
This one thing right here is keeping the entire internet on for
there's
us.
5 pounds of wires on my lap.
All the dogs.
Yep. Good times. We're gonna fix all this one day. So once we started watching the show, did your opinion change? What did you start feeling then?
I loved it. Loved it more. Just
I
want to
saw-
watch more of it.
I started realizing when we met like Zabuza and Haku, we'll talk about that more, that this was not going to be a kid's show. And I got immersed way more into it.
It's a kid show.
It's totally a kid show. Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry. To me, I was like, yeah, in a sense it was a kid show, but like that, we'll talk more about Zabuza and Haku and everything. But like, it was like, okay, this is getting a little bit more real to me. The connections, the development of the characters and everything. So it was really cool.
You know, personally, I know it's a meme on our channel, and Fred Carmichael, I'll answer that in a second. I really think we underestimate kids, guys. As a kid, I was watching shows like this, and I was a kid. A lot of kids can do a lot of things. They're used to, fingers getting shoved up someone's ass and
Yeah.
suicide. That's what kids talk about on a regular anyway.
True, but like I also feel like this show was a little bit different than other shows because like, I mean, you didn't deal with death as much. I feel like in a lot of shows compared to this show. This show, like literally, you deal with death and you learn how to deal with it, like with funerals and like saying goodbye and moving on, which I don't see that many other shows doing that when we were kids.
I mean, I had a few.
Yeah, I had a few too.
But so right now, Fred Carmichael is saying, I don't think anyone ever noticed, but Mickey often uses Shikamaru's hand position when he's thinking of a strategy. And he's been doing this before he even started watching the show. Maybe it's just ingrained in his like fucking brains. And
That's
he doesn't even know it.
hilarious.
The comment on the kid show thing, I think it's interesting that people sort of have this dichotomy of like it's a kid show or it's an adult show. When there's a lot of shows that are kind of like transitional, where they're going towards bigger ideas, but it's not for people who have like a really comprehensive idea like that. Like Attack on Titan is a good one where you start dealing with like higher concepts, but it's not really a deep show overall. It's meant to be like, oh, I understand a thing. Like Kingdom Hearts is a good example I always give.
Oh God, I don't know if I can begin to
everything is
follow that.
darkness because darkness is easy for kids to figure out and gives them a starting point. So
I like that.
Oh, deep words from Hunter. Just in case anyone's knowing or going to ask again, because I know you guys have a hard time grasping things sometimes because we talk a lot. This is Hunter. He edits the Naruto videos now.
You hear a slight popping?
I do.
Yeah, I
It
do.
sounds like someone's phone is. It's like the phone sound you get when your phone's interacting with the equipment.
think I might have been just hitting this with
I wanted to say a few things about my impressions when we first started watching and before we started watching. I don't know. It sounds more like loose wire or something.
Hold on. I am. It would only be the microphone wires that could be loose, and they cannot be. Un momento, guys. I'm gonna figure out this sound. Hold still.
It's one.
Oh, it is one. Let's see.
It's gone.
It's gone.
Gone. Okay, cool.
And it's gone. So
real quick.
no, it's back.
If anyone has anything you want to ask them, you can start putting in the chat now. I'll write it down and I'll present it to them once they're done
Yep.
chatting it up.
That's what we're going to be doing. Everybody always wants to avoid being in the
Good.
Discord, and with a show that is heavily as spoiler. People like to spoil the show for us, so we can't open up the Discord for conversations because I do think some bad apple out there is going to come rolling in and spoil it all for everybody.
So Hunter is going to be our filter. He's taking one for the team. He's trying to read that chat that's going at 300 messages per minute or whatever the fuck. So yeah, this show was on our React wheel, and our man AJ spun this thing. And we were hoping for several kinds of things. One Piece was on that wheel
Yeah.
too.
Oh, God.
AJ spun it, and it's still the funniest fucking reaction I think we've done on the channel. Go back and look at it. It's like called the most devastating wheel spin. We were all like, ah! And like Nahid wasn't even there. And then when we started watching it, I
I was
was
smiling.
like, I was like, well, let's just do the first 26 episodes and see how we feel. And then as we kept watching it, I was going to learn a lot from this show, just about the shinobi way and being a ninja. And I think that's what drew kids into the show as well, or the whole fan base, is this is just a good exploration into that universe, the world of ninjas. And there isn't really a show about that, like an anime.
Yeah.
Well,
and they got like a lot of rules that are kind of easy to pick up on, which I think always makes for like a great experience, because you talk shit with your friends and you can do it. Like with Dragon Ball Z, and I'm just only comparing, like the lore in Dragon Ball Z is deep, but it's like there's not like rules to being a Saiyan aside from kick ass and beat ass, and that's easy to follow. But it's like the first time I watched Pirates of the Caribbean and they were like, take what you can, you give nothing back. Like we said that shit for months and stole petty things from each other, like back and forth. And with Naruto, it's like a shinobi's got the rules you have to follow by. Like you fucking get your job done no matter what it takes. Like you don't read the scrolls, you go on these good missions, and like all of those things are things that I feel like you would want to like play ninjas as a kid. And it's got rules that you can already bake in.
Yeah.
So Naheed, what did you feel when we started watching the show?
Man, I was just stupid excited. I mean, I just knew that we were gonna be on like one of the biggest adventure / journey ever because of how long it was, and just so much behind it. And I was just really, if anything, just excited to see. I would say a lot of a lot of animes that we're watching right now takes from Naruto, and I just wanted to see how and why, and to see what it was about. And I was so excited to see the earlier animations too.
Well, what about you, Rana?
What I think about Naruto now?
Yeah, no. Yeah, once we first started watching it, like, how were you feeling?
Oh my god, I felt such a connection to Naruto when I first started watching it. Like he's being like and you guys were like, oh how, but like being the outside kid and like sitting on a swing by himself and like just like being in his like feelings and stuff. Because at some point I was like that when I was a kid. I'm an only child, and like I felt at some point it was really hard for me to make friends or click with other people kind of thing. So I started connecting with the characters a lot more, and I fell in love with Kakashi.
Nice. I also, I did have some problems in the beginning with the pacing stuff, but I got over it, and I kind of started to feel like there were certain moments that like were just made like that on purpose because Naruto is a week-to-week fucking show.
No, it was day to day. Remember, anime would post
right.
like
God,
day to day. So it was fun to see it 5 days a week. Probably.
Ridiculous. Like I understand that is what they've been doing, and they've just been doing it, and they ain't gonna stop doing it. But I feel like some of those things are detriment to the show. That's why I'm interested in watching the movies. I want to see what they can do with like long form, purposeful, like short story arcs. There was even, we all were told about it because of the fans, but there was one episode in like first handful of episodes that was a whole entire recap of like 6 episodes, and it was like, what the fuck was the point in this episode? But they got to stretch it out because like there's politics behind it, and I do think that the politics behind why all the shit's happening on the show and how it is, like once again, like with Dragon Ball, where someone's got to charge up for 10 minutes because they haven't drawn the rest of the shit that's happening, and like no one knows yet. Like all of that background anime stuff, I find to be super interesting. I just hate that it's, in my opinion, it's a detriment to the show. Like I think it could be better without those things, but it is what it is with those things because of the system that those things exist in. And I find that to be more interesting than like the thing itself. You know what I mean? So I got over those things, and I start to learn more about like anime culture because of it, like even in the background. And those are the things that I really kind of took away from the beginning of watching Naruto. And that shit was awesome.
Pretty goddamn awesome.
Well spoken.
I had to turn my internet off so it would stop popping.
Same.
Hopefully I can now I just have like a page loaded of notes. So
Even like something like the Nine-Tailed Fox, I remember reading comments from that first episode of people going, really? Y'all didn't know about this? This is Naruto 101. I had no idea there was
idea.
a
I
fox
did, but I
spirit
wasn't
in his stomach or anything.
No clue.
So our reactions are really genuine for the very first moments of the first episode.
So do you remember the very first moments of the first episode? Because I was just rewatching it and I noticed something.
The kiss?
No. not the kiss. The kiss is funny though. So when the fourth Hokage was fighting the giant Nine-Tailed Fox.
Wait, the fourth one? Wait, are you talking about the Naruto fight?
No, I'm
You
talking
can see
about
the fourth Hokage
right,
fighting the...
Yeah, he's still
The first, yeah.
in the very first episode, right? Hard to remember, right? Do you remember what he's standing on?
No.
Was it a
It is.
You saying like
It's fucking Gababuto. He's got
that's
the
shit.
pipe and everything.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Shit.
That's, man, see
Damn.
how much foresight was put into it. Even all the
Yeah.
classmates
So
are
sick.
there in the very first
That's so
episode.
sick.
But I mean, that leads a lot of speculation to who the fourth Hokage might be. Seems like he's got some
Yeah.
kind of connection with that fucking toad.
It has to do with our main character somehow.
Shit, man. Fuck.
Man, I got something to say about the fourth Hokage when we talk about the Konoha Crush arc.
He's lame.
So,
Now he's bad.
moving on.
Just kidding.
Land of the Waves arc. Also, I had to. I do want to mention too that
gnarly, bro.
to get to be able to set up this podcast, I write a lot of little notes, and I have to figure out like how we're gonna do it. And so, like, if you were there for Scam last week, it was like season 1, season 2, but you can't define Naruto by seasons because
by
on
arc.
Netflix we're on season 5. On the website, technically, like on the Wikipedia, we're on like season 2.
It's sagas.
So
Animes always go by
I have
sagas.
to, well, fucking My Hero, we
arc.
would do My Hero by seasons, though. I mean, like, some animes do, some don't. Even Dragon Ball does go by arcs, but, like, it's so I had to break it down by arcs, which I know is rudimentary, but it took
Just
me a
letting
minute.
everyone know that AJ is in the chat. So in case you cared, if you don't, continue.
AJ's in the chat. Hey, AJ, shouts out to you, man. I'm going to give you 1,000 years of death the next
AJ,
time I see you.
We're doing this podcast because of you.
Yep. So, yeah, Land of Waves. What were some moments in Land of Waves that really kind of...
It was a cool arc. We got introduced to some pretty cool like characters, like the new villains, Gato, Zabuza, what was the other one named?
Catman.
Miz-
Haku.
Haku and everybody. Like, and the thing about Haku, he wasn't like a villain to me. He was like torn between like pleasing the only person who acknowledged him and like fighting.
You see, you say that, but I saw the tears in your eyes when you thought Sasuke was dead, so that motherfucker's a villain.
I mean, again, he's torn between like, no, Haku is not villain. He's a semi-villain.
It was my first foray into learning about Talk no Jutsu when Naruto just convinces Zabuza to, see the side of the good a little bit or just see the other side. And, I know it's a little cheesy cliche lesson, but, sometimes talking to people does actually fucking work. You got to talk to them on their
does.
level a little bit with enough passion as Naruto did.
I think it's because you prove that like you understand that person, and sometimes when people know that you understand them, then you build that connection, and maybe then they don't want to murder you with your sword that is definitely a propeller blade.
Yeah. Honestly, like the Kakashi training bits were great. He had some great wisdoms there, like those who betray their friends are worse than scum or whatever. That stuck with me. And then not until Zabuza went apeshit and killed all of Gato's men and Gato himself or whatever, when he had the kunai in his mouth, that's when I was like, oh, this show is fucking for real. I was all in at that moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really, really appreciated the music in this arc because, like, one thing everybody told me about Naruto, like, the music is always on point. And what was that piano, what's that name? You know the name of the song.
It's like Sadness and Sorrow or something.
Bro, when Sadness and Sorrow fucking played with Zabuza and Haku, I was trying to hold back everything I could because that was so hard. Just to be like, wow, what the fuck are we watching? Because it was like the emotions just took like a complete 180. And you're just like, oh my god. And then the music is like dun 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 dun. You're just like, oh my.
That's why I say at that moment I was like, this is not a good show. All that emotion and everything that came play.
It's just like you melt and you just see this demon, this horrible person just fucking be a human for once.
So someone mentioned the whole bit about him having a bridge named after him at the end of that arc. Fun fact: that bridge actually exists. The Naruto bridge does exist.
Really?
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's what that story is based off of. I remember. I think it's in like southern Japan, but there is a bridge that is called that.
That's
Fucking sweet.
If we have any viewers in southern Japan, go take a picture by it and tag us.
Yeah, send it to us. We
Like,
need
for
to
real.
see it. So, what I really enjoyed in the Zabuza arc was that first fight where he gets Kakashi trapped in that water bubble, and then Sasuke and Naruto do the Shadow Shuriken Jutsu, and then like they explain it. So, like, I really like it when someone thinks of something clever, and like I usually. Specifically in anime, I hate it when they have to explain something that just happened. But in Naruto, because jutsus are hard to understand conceptually, it makes sense that they explain it. Plus, it's kind of built into their culture that they talk shit after they've done the thing that they did, which all makes sense why it would make sense to explain it. So after they do it, Naruto's like, you didn't even see that shit coming. I was in the shadow the whole time. I'm like, all right, that's fucking awesome. So that's why I really like Shikamaru fights, because Shikamaru's like, I'm doing 12 different things. You motherfuckers don't even know about it. And then
Bro,
he's like,
he's calculated like 99.
here's a
steps ahead.
dissertation on why you suck ass. Let me explain it to you. And like, I really love that shit. And that kind of was like a good insight to things that were about to come in the show. And that shit was just awesome.
Yeah.
I loved it.
It was in that arc as well. You see Sakura crying over Sasuke, and
A
like
bunch.
and well,
the
no,
fuck over it,
no,
Sakura.
no. Oh no! This one's important because like
Yeah.
in that one you realize like it's like she like tells you like how it's like it's forbidden for like during a battle or something to show any emotion, and she's like, this is stupid. Like my friend is dead. Not my bro. She doesn't consider him a bro. But like he's dead, and like I was like, damn man, being on the battlefield and doing all that stuff as a ninja is hard, especially when your teammates become your friends and family.
Yeah.
So that's one hard thing about being a ninja for sure.
We did see some wacky shit, like the scroll with the summoning the dogs and the,
Oh yeah, and they
was,
were all holding them the fucking lightning
it
blade.
was a good introduction to how some of these fights might go, and seeing the Sharingan in action for the first time.
Yeah. Oh, and he was like, he's doing the same like moves that Zabuza's doing. Zabuza's freaking out. Like all of those are the shit that's really fucking cool. And then it get faked out with Haku being like, yeah, I'm some Mambu Black Op from a different fucking clan, and we gotta like dismantle this man's body, which is also hyping you up for Orochimaru, who's like, yeah, I need to pull people apart to figure out how their jutsu works so I can steal it, which is some gross ass fucking shit, but it's weird and it's awesome, man. And
I mean,
what
you
was the
gotta
kid's
do what you
name?
gotta
Inari?
do.
Inari, yeah.
I also another thing I liked about that arc was just the whole how they were explaining all the missions, you know what I mean, and like how important their mission was too. Because like them, doing that whole entire thing, it saved that whole village. It put that bridge apart. I remember there was that whole kid. I forget the name of that kid.
Inari.
Inari, yeah,
Inari.
Inari, and that whole fucking story on that, man. It just like it showed how important the ninjas' assignments truly are to the people that they help out.
And this Naruto inspiring a kid like Inari
Yeah.
to get the village together and fight back
With his little crossbow.
Yeah.
I think there's an interesting note with it doesn't get brought up like well, I feel, but I think it's interesting to think about is that early on they talk about like the Anbu Black Ops who go and collect corpses of like ninjas because the bodies of ninjas are valuable themselves.
Yeah.
And having that recontextualized with a current arc, you guys are on the Sasuke retrieval arc, as being like one of the driving forces more than likely why Tsunade is like this is important.
Oh yeah,
You can't let an Uchiha body leave.
Yeah.
And the whole thing with like Kakashi being out in the fields, it's like that seems like kind of a hazard, right? Because he has one of the Sharingan.
Yeah.
Maybe
we
he's
still
got
don't know how the fuck he has one of those. Don't spoil it. Well, Hunter will read it, but don't tell us.
Damn.
Kakashi's the G, man.
He's a thief, is what he is.
He's a G.
So the next arc.
Oh no,
after-
wait! And also, this was a good wake-up call for like Naruto and everything. This arc to show like Zabuza and like the rivals to come and everything. Like
Oh,
it's
yeah.
not just easy to be a shinobi ninja or whatever you want to be.
Stephen Bloom's also the shit too. Let's
Yeah. It was such a sweet
dude.
surprise.
It's so good.
shout outs to the god. So next up is the Chunin exams, which is super fun. Oh, hold on. We got we have a super chat from Jack
Games?
Jack Johnson.
Shepard.
Labrano. Message deleted by Johnny Blue. Oh, well, I didn't read it fast
It was a
enough.
super chat, though.
What did it say?
Funny.
What did it say?
Someone donate to talk shit.
What did it say?
It said that Sakura is hated by her own creator. So
So, and that way we all
that's
relate
not
to Sakura.
Completely true. What he said was, I had a hard time drawing attractive women characters.
I don't know. BTT is up there.
Grandma Tsunade. I mean, Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it took him some time, obviously.
Also, that's the only thing that makes Tsunade attractive, or her giant, unwieldy.
No. I like her forehead chakra.
Ah, yeah, that's fun
So you
too.
got
Hinata. She's cutie.
No,
Watch her grow up to be.
Hentai noises.
Watch her grow up. Okay.
yeah,
Glow up.
okay. So, yeah, Chunin exams. Spit the truth about the old Chunins.
Okay, it was fucking dope, man. We got to see literally everybody like kind of like come out and like you didn't just see the three, you got to see everybody, all the Leaf Village, all the people from the Sound Village actually come out and like use your skills, and you quickly come to realize that everybody's special in their own way with their jutsus. Like no one has the same jutsu, no one has the same anything. And one of the fights that like made me really go, what the fuck, was the fight between Shino and Zaku. Because that was like the first time I'm seeing like this dude come out of nowhere with, he controls bugs.
God, so
Like
gross.
it goes in his body, bro. Like it's a part of him.
and the
You
other
feel
dude
me?
already has like holes in his body. Like,
Yeah.
that shit makes my skin crawl.
Dude,
But
and just and that whole fight between him and Zaku and how he like defeated Zaku by like getting the shit in his like fucking arms, genius, fucking genius. It's like it took away the norms of fighting that you're used to. Because like when I'm like going back to DBZ, going back to other animes, it's like you see people like fighting hand-to-hand fights, fists, whatnot. But here you're using these weird techniques with like bugs and sound and it's getting to the body chemistry, just fucking dope.
So real quick, we got another super chat from Michael D. Anthony. Thank you, Michael. Everyone answer this question. One word. It takes you one word to answer it. Everyone's favorite character so far. Character, not with an S, just one character.
Naruto.
Shikamaru.
Kakashi.
It was Rock Lee, but now it is Shikamaru.
Can't say.
Can't say. Oh,
I do love Orochimaru.
Dun, dun, dun.
Rock Lee is a very close second. So,
No, man.
all
The
right.
Chunin exams, we got to meet so many new cool people like Rock Lee and Neji and like, who else was there? Kabuto. That's when we first introduced to Kabuto, too.
Fucking
And
the
dude,
homie Choji.
he comes in with like such a sob story and everything. It makes me feel bad for him, but you turn out to be a major dick.
He's like, but he's so skilled.
Honestly, he is one of the smartest, most skillful people I've seen from where we are now watching fight. Like
He's a
his
fucking
fight
scrub.
against Grandma Tsunade, we'll talk about that more.
I'm just kidding. Kabuto's not a scrub. He just looks like a scrub.
He does. Well, no, he looks like a super nerd, but he's got the anime glasses. He also, I do want to bring up, this is what I want to legitimately talk about with Naruto in general, which kind of confuses the shit out of me, is like Kabuto has cards that are like digital. Like he's got people's information on the cards and like it moves and shit. Like, what is the technology in Naruto in general? They got TVs sometimes and shit. They got electricity, but also like everything runs on like hot springs. Like what the fuck, man? It's like
Those all run on chakra.
I'm so confused.
It's a really crazy world out there.
It's Kabuto's
If you think
just
this is
like
crazy,
extra
wait till you go to the Hunter world. The Hunter world is just
I want to reflect a little bit on what Nahid said about how Dragon Ball Z is just like who can scream the loudest and fight. I think most other animes also incorporate like more techniques and strategy. The thing with Naruto is it's hard to guess. You know what I mean? With My Hero, you can kind of see what needs to be done.
Yeah.
With Naruto, everyone has kind of a hidden jutsu up their sleeve.
Yeah.
Naruto wins all his fights kind of unconventionally, against Kiba or not Shikamaru, Neji.
Yeah.
So yeah, and it reminds me of old school Dragon Ball actually, because back then there were weird ass techniques and stuff that Akira Toriyama would put in there. But these are more believable because they call them jutsus, and there's a hand sign for each of them. I wish I was a kid when I watched this because I totally would fucking know. Now I only know
shit.
Shadow Clone. I may be doing that wrong, but yeah.
Lucia Cox sent us $1.99. Thank you. You guys know you do not have to send it, but I will try to read them as they come. She says her favorite character is Gara.
Gaara.
Oh, we did meet Gaara in the
Blanca.
Chunin also.
I mean, Gaara's
Yeah.
backstory. But like, you feel bad for him with
Zed's-
his backstory and everything.
yeah.
I mean, his uncle did fucking
the
try to get him.
group Zed's Dead uses this really cool Gara visual that I'm pretty much as a spoiler. I've seen it whenever I go to their shows, and it's pretty sick.
So what Serge was saying about like the unconventional fights and like how things are going to go down and how people are going to win, I like that a lot. And it reminds me just a little bit of like Avatar, like the fights in Avatar with like Aang, who always, because they had it set up that because he's the only airbender, he essentially, no one's fought against anybody like him for 100 years. So he always, however he was fighting people was always super interesting. And it was also grounded in like actual like martial arts. So like you could, the way that he fights where he's always like behind somebody, he does it to Zuko in like the first or second episode.
That was so dope.
Bagua, like
Bagua.
that's an actual style of fighting. That's like an actual way to do things. And like you see that shit and you're like, damn. And it built and built and it built on it. And Naruto's the same way. I'm aware that Naruto came first. Where Naruto's like, I've got the Shadow Clone Jutsu. I've done it 1,000,000 times. And then eventually he does something different with it. And you're like, fuck, that was cool.
There's even the little shout out to Naruto in the Nightmares and Daydreams episode. I think Aang comes out dressed up as Naruto. I didn't even know who it was back at the time.
Yeah, man. He comes out dressed as a bunch of. He's got like Goku's hair. He's got like Shino's jacket. He's got like some Trigun shit going on. This is from Twice. Twice says, yes to Heat. Both writers are close friends in real life.
Oh, Togashi and the writer of Naruto. I believe it, bro.
Right of Naruto's Kisha.
I bet they're weirdos like that,
Kashimaru
man.
or something. Yeah.
Kishimoto.
So that moment in the Chunin exam where Rock Lee fucking drops the ankle weights and gets nasty, that is like super exciting. It's really awesome, but it's also like key to his character that he's willing to like risk his body before like it's even needed. Like this isn't an exam, and this motherfucker is willing to go to like the next fucking level and like injure himself and fuck shit up. And it's like, bro, and like once again, that was a flaw in his character, and that shit came back to fucking bite him in the ass. And like, but that it's awesome though, because Rock Lee's just such a determined dude. Also, Guy Sensei comes in on a talking turtle. and we are never to mention
I
it
just-
again.
Yeah.
Hey, all I gotta say is,
The fight against like Lee and Gar was just phenomenal, and like as you said, it was just an exam. I really wish Guy or him put a limit to that because I really want to see what Lee can do, what Lee could have done after that. But I know we'll still have the chance.
I mean, weren't they supposed to be going all out for this exam? I mean,
Yeah.
it's the exam, so
But,
like
he
I
came
don't
in
use that
and-
as an excuse.
But like Guy came in and like stopped it. Like that's when you're gonna freaking stop it. Like it could have been stopped way before.
Yeah, I'm not saying that he shouldn't have gone all out, but I'm saying that like Rock Lee is. He's like he reminds me of Deku kind of, where he's willing to break his fucking body to like get this shit done, and it's like okay, you can only do that for so long before you're fucked, and you got to think away from it. And he ends up in surgery because of
What
it.
about your future?
if I cannot do 100 push-ups, I will do 100 sit-ups.
Fernando has sent
Yeah.
us what the hell is a PEN?
Oh, Fernando.
I'm not sure. He says, "What do you think about Sasuke versus Neji?"
well, we're gonna touch on that later.
Sasuke against Neji.
Neji.
Yeah,
Oh, because I remember Neji and Naruto's fight from the Chunin exam.
yeah. We're working our way through
Yeah.
the.
Did Sasuke
Well,
fight
with
Neji?
it.
Hey, the one I
I
wanted.
think he's asking like who would win in a fight.
Yeah, I wanted to chime in on the Rock Lee and Gara thing. Fucking Rock Lee, his taijutsu from the beginning. I was trying to figure out for the longest time like why he was relying on it. And then I realized obviously he didn't have any genjutsu. You know, like I feel like through that whole fight we were just
Deku.
figuring out like the differences between everything. And when the man came out, bro, and he just fucking like broke everything, I was like, holy shit! Like
Yeah.
it's crazy. At that point, you just kind of go like,
Ah.
I was wondering like why is Gara okay being like it really showed how Gara was too on top of that. Like,
Yeah.
he's just like this menacing dude, man.
He's fucking little demon baby. He's like the opposite of Naruto. There was also a really good the fight between Hinata and Neji. They gave a lot of backstory
Yeah.
about the what's his last name? What's the name of his
The
clan?
Hyuga clan.
About the Hyuga clan, and that shit was some deep running lore.
I liked it.
It was like every time they like kind of take a step back to like explore the lore of a character, it's always so much and it's so interesting. And that fight was sad as shit, man. Man, Hinata had like no hope. Oh, also I did like the exams too when they were doing the whole "how are you gonna cheat" thing.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna mention that. That's one new thing I kind of learned about Shinobi. Like, hey, get the job done at all costs. If you have to fucking cheat to do it, then do it. That's on the table. You know what I mean?
That was
There is
That
some
was the
honorable
lesson.
ways.
that was really really cool because we got like a little callback to that whole exam with Kiba.
Yep.
And because like Kiba Nakamaru, because like we call it Kiba was using Nakamaru to cheat.
Yeah.
That shit was dope. Another fight that I thought was really really cool was the Sakura versus because like it was like I know
It was a funny fight.
it was
to
a
me.
funny fight because it was like both of them, you know what I mean, females, and obviously it ended up in a draw, and it just it was hilarious.
It's like which one of them is ever gonna win? It's so funny to me.
Which one of them is ever gonna get with Sasuke?
But good for Sakura though. She, I think when she came and defended Lee against Team Dosa or something back in that episodes too.
Oh yeah.
That was good. Sakura's she's a good female. Okay,
She's a good female, bro.
She does a lot. Dosa.
She's a suck ass character. She doesn't do very much.
She'll
And
get
that's just
better.
how I feel.
She's got
I'm
a-
sure she will.
Big ass forehead.
It's
then-
been 102 episodes, and the dopest thing she did was cut her hair off and defend the fucking homie.
Yeah.
Aside from that, her noteworthy activities from here.
You know, I mean, yeah. And then another fight was Shikamaru versus Kin, that chick from the Sound Village.
Ah, yeah.
And like again, I feel like you said it. Everybody said that Shikamaru always ends up fighting the ladies.
That's what he said.
Like
It's true, though.
It is
I know
true.
it is,
Though.
yeah.
It is
Didn't
true.
fight into Yuya
It
at
is
one
true.
point?
But even in that fight, like you could see the beginnings of what Shikamaru was. Like the dude's a fucking talent. You know, sort of put it.
Yeah, fuck yeah. So there are obviously very many more things that happened in the Chunin exam. We even got into the Forest of Death. We found out that Kabuto is actually a bad guy. All those things, but we're like the halfway point.
Orochimaru's first
We met
intro when we
Emiki.
thought it was a girl. We were like,
Yeah.
ooh, look how wide she can open her mouth. And
yeah.
oh, it's a demon man.
God, he ate that scroll and just a lot of fucking. That was one of the moments where the animation had kind of like switched up to get really good for a hot
I
second.
remember we saw some 3D stuff too a little bit.
He had a scroll.
A scroll. Hey,
Swallow.
We
Oh.
also got to meet Ibiki, the hard-boiled but soft-sided teacher dude, mentor dude.
Yeah. Wait. And
Ibiki.
the girl Anko.
Yeah.
Beaky Uncle. Yo, Rock Lee and Guy, they're American. Fight me.
Oh my god.
I mean,
So
they
American.
would fight you.
Oh my god.
They're American. I don't care what anybody says.
They're
All in
literally
all,
not.
All in all, this arc was super fun and
There
great.
is no America in that world. There's not even a Japan.
They come from American attributes or whatever. Guy. His
They
name is
look like
Guy.
they look like
Guy
fucking
Sensei.
me characters, and me's are from Japan.
They look like a bunch of Bruce Lees, and Bruce Lee was born in America.
Honestly, the Chunin exams were great. It was fun, and it opened up the world of the ninja world a little bit more to us.
And it showed how ruthless Gaara was.
Konoha Crush.
To meet Orochimaru. It was really awesome.
Oh, and Orochimaru was fucking sitting there the whole entire time during the Chunin exams, just in plain fucking sight. Hey guys, I'm Orochimaru. Look at me. Blah, 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 blah. And he just like, and no one says anything. It's like they've seen the guy, they know what he fucking looks like, but he's right there.
I mean, maybe his jutsu just like makes people forget what he looks like. Maybe that's
He
what
was
his
in
powers.
disguise. He was in
He
disguise.
was in disguise. Yeah,
He was
right.
barely in disguise.
All of us literally were like, "That's Orochimaru, right?" And we're just like, "Yeah, that is." What? You guys are
so
fucking
funny.
ninjas. I'm sorry for my burst of whatever, but come on,
It
man.
is really funny. That's
So,
what I noticed.
Konoha Crush is the next arc.
Remind me what the Konoha Crush arc entails.
Nahid.
My notes are basically fuck.
Oh, dude.
Fuck. It's basically
It's like when the
Fucking battle, the war.
yeah, dude. When the fucking invasion happens. Oh my gosh, it was so dope. My favorite part will always be when the first, third, from the first, second, and the fourth. Well,
Talking to the mic.
Okay, my favorite part of the Konoha Crush was obviously the Saratobi's fight. When Orochimaru obviously faced off against Saratobi, he brings out the fucking first, second, and the fourth Hokage.
Just the first and second.
No, he brings out the fourth. And then what he does, he puts him back. The fourth
Oh,
comes
that's
out.
right. He's like,
Yeah, and
we'll save this shit
and
for
then when
later.
that happens, Saratobi puts the fourth back. My little brother was like, bro, if the fourth was there, Saratobi would have been fucked. He was like, he would have been completely done. My little brother always talks about that scene. He fucking puts the fourth back, and the two come out, and you see two of the old Hokages versus Saratobi. That shit was just amazing because you got a little bit of the lore, and you got to see the Hokage in action.
It was a good arc, man, because you got to see not just the kids, but the teachers come in and show like Kakashi's not the only person who fucking can kick ass and take names. Like
yeah.
all the
And
adults
we got
were-
to the end of the exams with some good fights with the kids too. What are you gonna say, Serge?
The most hype part of that arc is at the end when I think it's either Naruto explaining. Oh no, it's Saratobi explaining what the integrity of the Leaf Village, and it's
Yeah.
showing
Integrity.
all the parents of the kids we knew. Like it showed Kiba's mom and it showed Choji's dad,
Shikamaru's
and
dad, too, I think.
Shikamaru's dad. It was like holy shit! Like look how badass these people are, and like our kids, the kids that we're following, are already so talented within their own right that like it has to be so excited for Shippuden just to see what happens with a little time jump. Maybe even fucking Boruto to see what the hell they're up to as adults. Like, would be
Yeah.
really cool to see.
So the fight with Saratobi.
Man,
I haven't had my coffee this morning. I'm not on it. But that fight when he's fighting against the first and second Hokage, that fight reminds me a shit ton of. Do you remember the Naruto episode or the Avatar episode where they're fighting Sparky Boom Man and it's at
Yes.
night and it's like
Yeah.
super quiet and it's like super fluid and like I can tell in my mind I'm like they watched this fucking episode of Naruto to be like if we can get our fight scenes to be like as good and as fluid as this one on a regular because they were using water and earth in that shit too. They felt super similar. That shit was
on,
like
like, a
some of the
roof.
best. Yeah, they were on the
Yeah.
roof.
Yeah.
And
I want to
like
rewatch now.
it was like that.
That's sick.
That stood out in my mind as being like, oh, this is some of the dopest shit that I've seen in a minute. And like, if everybody's been watching and paying attention, like I really give a fuck about when the animation gets super good and super flowy and just like
Yeah.
that shit looks like pure art to me. And when it's got a decent story behind it, it gets me fucking hype.
Yeah.
One thing I loved about this arc was it was like the whole village was on like its toes. It was like a complete invasion, and everybody had to be all hands in. Like it wasn't no more of like you're this part of the village. Everybody was in it together.
Yep.
So sick.
You got to see like cage level fights between like Jiraiya and everybody there too. That was so fucking sick.
Crescent Knights 8189 says, which ninja clan would you belong to if you lived in a Naruto world?
Man, okay, it's between. I wish the music village wasn't bad, you know.
Yeah, man.
Like I would still be in the music village, but honestly,
Sound.
Sorry, music.
That's a village.
So you guys like Orochimaru then?
I would be a rogue ninja from the Sound Village.
I want to be, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. Whatever the fuck Itachi doing, man.
Hey guys,
Probably from the desert, from the sand.
I want to be the
I'm
Leaf.
Arab.
Leaf
I
Village.
missed two of the super chats. This one is from Lucina.
Hi, Lucina.
Just got here. When do you guys plan on watching the movies? The answer to that is sometime in the future.
Yeah, I know Nahid and I are planning on watching at least that first one in December. And
We're gonna watch it.
yeah, it might just be something that's for the Patreon vault. I don't know if it's something we'll release. probably, I don't want to withhold things from YouTube, so we'll probably release it, but not in December.
And this one is from Dope
Dope. You're dope.
BTO. Naruto and Shikamaru are my top 2 faves. Oh, that's not even a question. I can totally agree with
I
that.
agree with you. It's like
Rap.
Shikamaru has become so cool recently to me. I love him.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, bro. He just Shikamaru shows how intelligence can beat brawn.
But okay, back to the
Yeah, so anything else in the Konoha?
Yes, man, it was so cool to see Monkey King Emma, whatever, come through.
And
Yeah, bro.
Emma.
He was a fucking stick at first. He was a giant magic wand. And then,
Yeah, dude. And then, bro, the whole Gaara versus Naruto fight is just like the whole thing, because
like Naruto was like shook at first, and he overcame that.
And then the thing that I liked the most is how he was able to make Gaara look in a different view. I feel like for a small second, he got to change the way Gaara was thinking. I feel like,
Yeah.
and that is a very, very hard thing to do to your enemy. And he
talk no jutsu.
exactly.
We're gonna have a conversation. I'm gonna set you off right, but also he manifested a giant fucking 4-sized toad.
Yeah,
so
yeah, that was so. And then another thing about the Sasuke between the Naruto versus Gaara fight, it opened up Sasuke's eyes to what Naruto really, really is. Because before that, he had no idea what he just thought Naruto was just fucking, this ninja. You know what I mean? But he comes out of this fucking woodwork, bro, and just goes crazy. And it is amazing, and it's so good to see Sasuke be like, "Oh shit, this boy has some."
Honestly, if we're talking about like feats too, though, like just feats of sheer badass ninjery, like Naruto's kind of leagues and above Sasuke.
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
so
Sasuke got the fucking Orochimaru mark on him and broke homie's arms in the most ridiculous fashion. But like, where's his giant toad? Where like how many fights? How many fights has he won to save the fucking village? So I understand why he's a little bit butthurt and shit. Oh, Manny says, shout out to the YouTube mods. Good luck, guys. Manny,
Shout out to you guys.
There's
Shout out
no
to you.
reason
Lord's
to
work.
pay $4 to say that.
One last thing about like
Yes.
about
Thanks a
the third
ton.
Hokage, he literally embodies everything of like an ideal Hokage. You know what I mean? Like the way he looked after the Leaf Village and everything. Like I love him, and he knew his limit against Orochimaru and everything. He's the best.
Are we talking about the fight?
Can I say things?
Yeah, go.
Okay. Oh God, I have the mic. So I really enjoyed the fight with Gaara and Naruto when they turned into the beasts. Like I don't know how many tails Gaara's beast had, but I just remember thinking, what are we watching? Like these two giant beasts fighting each other, and it was just something epic. And we were watching something epic, and I felt that way when we were watching the Sarutobi versus Orochimaru fight too, because it switched to the fucking standard def widescreen, and I'm like, oh man, this is awesome. And you're right, Runner. He embodies what the Hokage should be. And all this time, like, Naruto wants to be Hokage. Oh, he's the Hokage. We never seen the Hokage in action. And then we see that and his freaking demon sealing jutsu. All this strange jutsus coming out of nowhere. And it's like something so powerful. The first Hokage has his, what does it look like? Earthbending or something, right? He just sprouted a forest.
Fucking whole
Second
forest.
Hokage with the water. It's like they're like the founding elements of the Leaf Village almost. So it was really cool to learn all those things.
It was definitely cool to learn it.
It was also and we also got to see Sarutobi and his relationship with Orochimaru and how he felt towards his students, and he just couldn't end
The Sanin.
Yeah.
And we started putting together who the legendary Sanin are.
Yeah.
We got 2 more super chats here. This one is from Straw Hat. Is that Gil?
Straw Hat Luffy.
It just says GLL. So, Kakashi or Jiraiya as your master. Also, man, what's up? He just says hi to everybody.
I'm wearing.
Let's get to the rest of these first and then answer that.
Oh, that one's the easy one. Jiraiya. Tsunade is OP, or Tsunade is OP. Don't be sleeping on her powers. Well, Fred Carmichael, we were not sleeping on her. God damn, and then another one from Hakeem. No one can touch Itachi, not even the Sanin. We'll see about that,
Yeah,
because
man.
I
We're
don't
not supposed to
fucking
know
believe
about that
it.
shit, dude.
I think people are just making like generalized statements.
Yeah.
We have one more. Let's message what's the
It was deleted by Johnny Blue.
Oh, can
Johnny
we
Blue.
talk
Thank
about
you
the
for the donation.
Can you talk about the funeral?
Yeah,
The funeral.
you can talk about whatever you want
Hey,
to talk
man,
about.
I just want to. The funeral, that shit was amazing. I think all of us, we were just like completely silent. And I think I edited that funeral scene. And all of us were just completely like just emotionally just wild about what was happening. It was so beautiful. I felt like his goodbye was awesome. The way they were able to just like enjoy his life and celebrate his life and say goodbye and just and continue on his legacy, which was one of the most beautiful things that the show is about, is continuing on the legacy of what's happening. So loved it.
Yeah, like My Hero is a great show, but it's been 3 seasons and we haven't really seen one death really. And this show, like you said, I know a lot of anime shows don't kill their characters, but this one does, and it chooses it wisely. I think even what's his name, the first proctor of the Chunin exams died too, Hayate.
Hayate, yep.
And then Sarutobi. So I feel like death is always on the table, at least one per arc. Then fucking saw what happened with Choji.
If
Fucking
not
Neji.
to this fucking arc, God.
Man, what? Let's talk about the last arc we're watching.
So yeah, are you guys okay with? Because if we skip over the search for Tsunade arc,
No,
then
I want
we
to talk about that.
All right, well then
There's a lot.
We
dude. That's
are
my favorite.
The three Japanese
yeah.
folklore with the slug, the frog, and the snail, the frog, and the snake. I love it.
Yeah, bro. And then we get introduced to as Itachi Uchiha.
Yep.
Come on, dude. Okay, first of all, the Search for Tsunade arc was great because we got the first look in the Akatsukis. The Akatsukis came out and they came. You know what I mean? And we finally see fucking
Shark Boy.
Yeah, Shark Boy. We see Itachi Uchiha, and we see them face off against Kakashi, and you're just like, what is going on? And then
My poor boy Kakashi, man.
Boro gets into the Tsukiyami. We get an idea of what the Tsukiyami is, and we're just sitting here like, how does this man survive it?
Yeah.
Like getting stabbed 24/7. I mean, anybody want to?
I mean, we also get into like what's happened to all the Uchiha in general, and like how that shit all went down. How Sasuke had to watch it. Why he actually has a bone to pick. Why he fucking hates his brother so fucking much, which is kind of an understatement, honestly. Like if he just decided he wanted to be in a wheelchair for the rest of his life, like people would be like, yeah, that kind of makes sense, dog. Like your whole shit should be fucked up. But he's out here fighting for a reason, and God, he is nowhere near ready.
Yeah.
I just remember laughing out loud in episode 1 or episode 3 or whatever when Sasuke explains his origin story, and he's like, and I'm gonna go kill a certain someone. And I'm like, this guy is emo to the extreme. What the fuck is wrong with him? And then you finally see, like 100 episodes later, you finally see what is the deal with,
A
Sasuke.
reason to be that fucking emo.
Yeah.
Mr. Russian person, I cannot pronounce your name, but shout outs to you, and thank you for the 100 rubles.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, and another one from Ibn. What up, Ibn?
Ibn means son.
Hello. I don't usually comment, but I just want to say I love your content and to ask you, what are you most looking forward to in the series?
More character development.
Yeah,
I
I
love
can't
that.
say.
That exactly what Rona said.
I loved seeing what everything they learn and who to become and from what they start. It's so cool. But the Search for Granny T arc was super cool. You got to see Naruto separated from the other group and off of Jiraiya, and you got to see him fighting and being like a ninja, but also like the cute kid moments, like him at the festival or sharing a popsicle with Jiraiya, or like
And Jiraiya using his money to pour around and get drunk like a dick.
It was really just cool to see him outside, his like training group and focus on Naruto a little bit more.
I'm excited to see the fights.
Yeah, and like the whole Jiraiya stuff, I thought is awesome because like at that point we figure out that like the Akatsuki's after fucking Naruto, and like it's just a good way to like put in Naruto and Jiraiya together, have a little bit of training time, and show off how much.
And it's all
Jiraiya and
culminated
his females.
with one of the most ridiculous fights I've ever seen in anime. That's fucking awesome as shit. Giant snake, giant toad, giant slug.
The slug was
Kabuto has to
disgusting.
figure out how to rewire his fucking body. She's
missing a
upset because like
couple things.
fucking. I mean, we're not gonna just. I wasn't gonna go through
Yeah.
beat by beat. I was just telling you the parts that I really enjoyed. Like even with Naruto being a lot like her younger brother and being like upset and like, but healing him and all that. Like that, all that shit was just. It was super awesome. That was a really good like portion of that arc that I really enjoyed, and I wasn't 100% sure what Tsunade was gonna do. So I didn't know if she was gonna join up with him and be the worst, or if she was gonna come back to the village. Like I usually can tell what's gonna happen,
I
but
feel
I couldn't.
bad because a lot of the commenters were thinking we went over our heads Tsunade's backstory. Because we like to joke and laugh. We're getting a little bit better about stopping that now. But no, it was not lost on us. We know that it was very fucked up. Whoever she was giving the necklace to was just fucking dying right away.
Yeah.
And then Naruto comes to be Hokage. That is my dream. And then she
like
gives
one
him the
brother.
necklace. Maybe she signed his death warrant too. We don't know. But I would really be interested to know if there are more instances where like old Japanese folklore or old shinobi folklore is used, because that was very interesting to me to hear that, it's like rock, paper, scissors. I don't know what it is. Snake beats toad, snail beats snake, or whatever the
Snake
dichotomy is
beats
between.
frog beats slug, and slug beats snake.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Sweet.
If there's more instances or examples of that throughout the series, I would definitely like to know and
was
learn more
sick.
about that.
It's not a spoiler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hunter, were you gonna say something? So
Oh, it's fun. Every time I was editing this episode and you were dissing sucks, I was just like, Don't be at this, my bros, man.
Don't diss the slugs.
Don't diss the slugs.
Oh, me? I was
Yeah.
so disgusted. It's like,
I every time
love
I'm
slugs.
just like, come on, man.
Lucia Cox sent a super chat. Lucia, I agree with you, and I'm assuming, and I trust you, but I'm not going to say that out loud because I think other people will think it's a spoiler. But if you say it's not, I believe you. But I'm just not going to tread that
Lucia,
water.
don't be donating. You already send us beautiful drawings and letters. Why
And
you
awesome
gotta-
shirts. Yeah, you ain't got to do all that.
One more.
I feel like also
Delete it.
this arc.
I mean, it was
We're
deleted.
like, because we're watching My Hero right now, and I feel like this arc had a lot of. I feel like this arc had a lot of similarities with the My Hero arc we're having right now. Because in this arc, what do you call it again? Sasuke figures out that the Akatsuki is after fucking Naruto.
Yeah.
And that just like blows him out of the water because for the longest time he felt that they should be going after him because he is the strongest. You know
thought
what
he
I mean?
was the hot
He
shit?
thought he was the hot shit. Also, the same thing's going on in fucking My Hero right now with fucking Bakugo and Deku. Just complete correlation. It's perfect. Yeah, think about
I don't see it.
Think about it. You know what I mean? For the
Show
longest,
your work.
Yeah, for the longest time, dude, Sasuke, was working his butt off, thinking he was the best and he was gonna be the greatest and he was gonna be able to take on his brother, Itachi Uchiha and the Akatsuki. But lo and behold, years later, it comes down. You know what I mean? Itachi is like, no. You're nothing. I don't want nothing to do with you. He doesn't even give him any sort of remorse of like, he doesn't even notice him. You know what I mean? And he goes after Naruto because Naruto has the nine-tails fox hidden in him. The Akatsuki's after that. So that right there, in it, I mean, if I was Sasuke, I'd be like, what the fuck?
Okay, you're right, because then they fight just like
And then
Bakugo and
they
Deku fought.
literally fight just like Bakugo and Deku did. And
But like they're like after Bakugo. I'll talk
I
about
mean,
this later. I don't want to talk
the-
about this now. This is-
The thing is, Bakugo didn't risk the lives of his friends to go
Yeah.
save his ass. He's not a selfish
so
asshole.
it's not like that, but like that happened. You know what I mean? And it just showed that relationship of those two just, I guess, ripping apart slowly because we're gonna go on that later on. Also,
Rasengan.
Also,
Rasengan shit.
the one thing I really did also enjoy in this episode was just like Naruto and Tsunade's relationship. Because for the longest time, Tsunade, like, she was heartbroken, man. She's like a completely whatever. And that, it also kind of made me feel that she was a little bit weaker than the other Sannin because of her emotional distress. Because the whole entire time, you see like the other, Sannin and everybody else just like kind of be able to handle it. But she was like emotionally fucked up and she had a lot of reason to be, you know what I mean? Her love, her brother, whatnot.
She couldn't see blood.
Yeah, she couldn't see a lot of things. But then Naruto comes along and he's just like, no, I'm going to be Hokage. I'm going to do this. It literally changed. I feel like Naruto changed her mindset and helped her become the Hokage she is right now, which was fucking awesome.
Yeah, and so the thing that I'll give you to that is it seemed like all the three legendary Sannin are fucked up. Like Jiraiya doesn't have to be like, hey, this is why I'm fucked up. The way that man like lushed after women and legitimately it was like, you got a tight, sexy little body there, boy. Do the fucking sexy jutsu and I'll teach you a thing. He's pretty fucked up too. And Orochimaru is
What's
10
wrong with
different
Orochimaru?
people.
There's nothing wrong with
Real quick
Orochimaru.
about Jiraiya. He is a pervert. He showed all that shit in this arc and everything, but also in this arc he showed a lot of depth because like he
Yeah.
wanted next Hokage to be and like what like that means to him and
He
everything.
cares.
He just
I think
didn't
he
want to
can-
do it him to his damn self.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Hey.
Literally,
He showed depth.
he abdicated that throne because he doesn't want to do it. Because listen here. Yeah, the man is dope, but he's also a fuck up. He is 100% a fuck up. I'm not saying he's not
He
strong.
was the Naruto of the Sannin
Yes.
trio.
And instead of
Sarutobi is bastard
being
trainees.
whatever Naruto is going to be in the future, instead of having that drive, he just became a fuck up. The man drinks. He spends his fucking mentees. What do you call a person that you mentor? So you call it your mentee? He spends his mentees' money on women and drinking, and he goes
Mentos.
out on this whole fucking entire adventure because he doesn't want to do the job. They were like, bro, we're gonna give you the job of president of the village, and he was like, nah, dog, I want to fucking read these girly magazines. This is all I want to do.
I mean, look at all the work Tsunade, Grandma T got like after like she became Hokage. Like,
Yeah,
it was, like,
could you
piles and
imagine
piles
Jiraiya doing
of
that shit?
paperwork.
Also, Orochimaru's 10 different dead people rolled into one, so he's plenty fucked up enough.
He's just misunderstood. I think having someone
many
sat
arms.
Orochimaru down and talked to him a little bit and figured out what he actually wants. I mean, he just wants to know all the forbidden jutsus. I mean, there's so many out there. Aren't you curious?
He has to kill people to find them out.
know, bro.
Confirmed, everybody. Surge, we're going to get him some white makeup, and we're going to teach him how to puke a snake that pukes a sword.
Orochimaru, he really does. This is not a
his
joke.
His theme is one of the best of the show for sure. Like,
Can you see yourself inside of Orochimaru?
Ew.
you know, I don't know. Maybe if he took over my body or something.
Surge would be completely okay with Orochimaru taking over his body.
God. All right.
Wait. In this arc, I never wanted the food as much as I wanted to in this arc. Like all the food Naruto ate, and I'm like, bro.
Dude, I always
Tell me about it.
Like seriously, it's so good.
I always find
Oh
it.
yeah, Hunter. Sorry, we had to edit. I wonder how many times you had to edit out that we wanted ramen.
yeah.
Because even the commenters were like, if these motherfuckers mention ramen one more time,
We still haven't gotten that
We
fucking
just-
ramen.
can we go today? Can we go?
Yeah.
Maybe.
You have Parks and
I always find it like, I don't know, like sad or whatever, or like heartfelt whenever like Naruto goes by himself and he gets like, you know, like he gets food by himself because he doesn't have anybody. You know what I mean? He like makes his own money and shit. You know, he has nobody. He just goes eats by himself. But he's such a humble kid. You know.
So we were gonna get into kind of the bigger emotional swings of the show. That was what the last question is. But I think we're gonna probably talk about the Sasuke retrieval arc for a bit and just kind of talk about what we think that means, what it thinks we mean about for the future of Naruto in general, because kind of button up against the end of it here, right?
Before you guys get started, I just want to say that when this arc started, Rona was saying, "Man, there's no way he's gonna leave," and I'm like, "Should I tell her what the arc is called?" So Raj is like, "What's it called?" Like the Sasuke retrieval arc. She goes, "Oh, don't do that."
I mean, it was just so hard for me to believe like a fellow like member is gonna leave. Like how could you?
Well, turncoat.
Hey man.
Yeah, one more.
When you get that many, when you get that big of a choice, he came in.
I get he has a lot of stuff he needs to like square up, but
He
still.
he wanted to go in that box.
Yeah, Lucia says the best thing about Kakashi is that he reads R-rated books. He's reading fucking pervert books.
Hey, I read 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh, that book is.
Oh, God.
Hey, but I didn't watch the movies like Pat. Pat like loves the movies.
I just.
What?
He's like my own Christian Grey flavored popsicle. How can you write that and it not be a joke? So, Sasuke retrieval arc. The man Sasuke, he's on the run from the law, and only his friends can bring him back because all the adults are too busy in the village doing something else. Who's gonna live? Who's gonna die? Sasuke retrieval arc.
My favorite arc so far. My favorite one.
I never
yeah.
imagined,
So good, dude.
I never imagined going to this arc. I was gonna feel so many emotions and loss. Like Jesus.
SEAL Team Genin. Wait, Chunin.
Yeah, SEAL
Team Genin.
They're not. They're only Shikamaru is tuning.
Genin.
Hey, we got two more.
Twice you have a question. Twice says
His name
he's
is Trig.
Trig. It says twice here. I'm gonna keep reading it as twice as I always do. Is this a charity stream? I don't know. Could be. Who knows? Maybe we'll decide what we'll do with the money. We'll either buy ourselves ramen with it or give it to charity.
We
Yeah,
still-
all this money will be
No,
used for ramen.
We still got. we gotta do a
From
Wendy's.
Bojangles, we got.
Wait, do
Surge.
you eat Bojangles?
Bojangles so good.
I need to read through this to make sure it's not a fucking spoiler.
Well, why are you?
Someone's. This is what we're doing. I'm looking at it already. Surge, there is Japanese folklore about the goddess Amaterasu, which has major ties to the Sharingan ability, but don't dig deep into it because it's definitely a spoiler.
Interesting.
So there you go. We'll look at it once we're finished with Naruto in 2025. We will look it up. So, Ryan, what's your favorite part about this Sasuke retrieval arc?
I don't know, man. This was a hurtful arc for me. I don't know. What is my favorite part? Let me see. I mean, the fights are fucking pretty cool. Everybody that went down like a G. You know, I mean, they showed their full potential. I mean, they could have showed more, obviously, if they got to live. But the fights were really cool. It was cool to see everybody go to like phase 2 with their marks and everything. It got to the highlight. I really enjoyed seeing Shikamaru and why am I blanking out right now? Shikamaru and
The lady.
Choji's fight. Oh my god. Those
No,
were-
wait, what?
not
I thought
Choji.
you're Shikamaru versus
you
that
saying?
lady, right?
Yeah,
I can't think of the lady's name.
Tayuya.
There it is.
There we go. Oh my god. That fight proved why he was the lead of the squad. Like his light bomb and all the fights. That's the only thing I can say about this arc.
So
That's
we
the only
got
thing I can say. Is the fights were cool. Other than that, I felt a lot of hurt and loss.
we got another super chat from Nerd Chronic. He says,
Chronic!
"Here's $20, just paying you guys back for Korean barbecue." He's enjoying it.
That was for you.
Eric.
No, you took me out last time.
We're gonna have to find a way to get this man more food. But
What
Nerd
needs
Chronic,
to-
thank you for tuning in.
What needs to happen is he needs to come here visit us, and we'll take him out. How about that?
Yeah, love handle. So what about you, Naheed?
It's a restaurant. We're not making any euphemisms.
Okay, so this arc, I'm kind of on one thing. It's a lot of hurt because, like, obviously Choji's dead. It took you a second to first because we were just I don't know. We were still kind of like,
I
is he
still
dead?
don't believe it.
Yeah. So I would say that the one thing I really, really love about this arc is the camaraderie and being able to see the other fighters, because what's going on in this episode is like the top fighters in the Leaf Village from all these different trainers are getting together. You know what I mean? At first we saw like Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura, and then we saw the other guys in the Chunin exams and whatnot. Now they're like together and they're working together as a team, as like almost like the Anbu Black Ops would, and it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, I really like their strategy stuff too. With just like how they were moving as a group was really awesome.
Yeah, I like, Choji and Neji each getting their little bouts of motivation. We've seen Kiba now, too. Recall when he first met Akamaru and what his mom was saying about how, like, you are both the same person now and he's a part of you. It really just sheds some more light on some of these secondary characters and what drives them. We already kind of knew what was driving Neji with the Hyuga clan, but I don't know. I think Choji's hit me the hardest when he was just saying, hey, I just needed Shikamaru to believe in me. Because all you really need in life is one person that really believes in you.
Yeah.
And that was it. It was really cool. It was touching seeing the markings on the tree that they left behind for him, except Neji didn't write anything.
It's legit, like, it's such a crazy contrast between the beginning of the episode and the end of the episode, because the beginning, everyone's having a good time. At the end of it, you guys like, you okay, man?
The one thing that I wanted to say that I was really looking forward to this arc before it goes on is that we got to see the 4 guys take on Sarutobi, how they held them down, and we're getting to see them actually like be the ones that they're after in this arc.
The Sound 4.
The Sound 4. Yeah.
They're fucking low key ruthless. It was really fun though, man. I just the Choji fight really tugged at the old heartstrings, but once again, I've just talked about how much I like how Shikamaru fights. I like the chess of it, the shogi of it, the pai show of it. I like it all. And like I just like the planning multiple moves ahead.
This
like
man plays shogi,
and he was just fucking. That is like the type of stuff in Naruto that I love the most. So that fight really is emblematic of like why I come here, and I'm interested in seeing what's going to happen with the Naruto one. Because while Shikamaru can be like, I'm going to outthink you, I think that the Naruto one is going to be him winning in a creative way that he kind of pulls out of his ass as it goes on, because that's usually what Naruto does.
So get Blind Wave down here to be the Sound 4. Eric can be Kimimaru.
Yeah.
Man, let's give shout out to Kiba and Akamaru for their fight in what we saw recently.
And all the P used.
And all the P he used and everything.
So much P.
Oh my God. That was a fight that surprised me, honestly, because everybody I knew, like, I knew everybody's a good fighter and everything, but to see them work together in that kind of situation was really cool.
Yeah.
Yamcha with his wolf fang over fang fist.
Let me see your little notebook.
to-
I'm about to read these questions off.
I had to be like, yo, that's the Yamcha of the group.
And
man.
one last thing, dude. Like all our members, like from the Leaf Village, they like hurt themselves and stabbed themselves and like were willing to do anything to go after Sasuke.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Sasuke, so many people are dying for you right now. I'm like so mad about that.
I enjoyed
give a shit.
that the Sound 4 each did not go down without a fight.
Yeah.
What really surprised me is Neji versus Spider Dude and how evenly matched they were throughout, essentially. And so, I don't know. I like it when the villains don't go down as easy. You know,
Oh, yeah.
It gives something to root for.
The struggle is real. All right, here Hunter's going to now ask
And the
some
Roshoman.
questions that were written to us earlier in the chat.
Hello. So, oh God, it's dropping.
Here, come closer to me,
you wanna
because when
use
the
mine?
mic gets close to the computer, it makes sounds. Here, it's ready.
All right. So there's actually one I can answer myself right here. So Perinigrade asked me, do the flashbacks help with editing? The answer is sometimes. The flashback with like Aruka, I felt was fairly important for like the overall thing. And Siraj, are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Nice. But other times it's just like, yeah, they are kind of redundant overall. But remember, the show was for like a week to week when people forgot a lot was going on. I think that was why I was there. But yeah, sometimes. Other questions?
I guess sometimes we say some shit during the flashbacks that he still has to watch, in editing himself,
Yes.
in case we, the hilarious things we love to say because we're all comedians.
Also, JJ asked me
Hey,
what was
JJ.
my background with Naruto. I watched it when it first came out, and I watched all of it up until like the middle of Boruto, and
Yeah,
that's
so
where I'm at right now.
Nice.
I've come back to it a lot. I've come back to it more recently, but yeah, I know a lot about it. I've spent a lot of time with it. If that answers your question,
God, we're so out of the loop, man. I
So-
never watched it.
and I'll get to these subs in right after this next question. So Grandma Betty actually asked, how do you feel about Gaara's backstory?
Oh, Grandma Betty.
Uh,
Gaara's backstory really tugged the like heartstrings of my heart. It was just so sad to see
Yeah.
like the situation that he had to grow up in and everything. It makes me think if that didn't happen to him, where could he be right now? And like, he'd still be the same skilled fighter, I believe, but like without all that bloodlust.
What do you think between Sasuke and Gaara? Because on one hand, Sasuke lost his parents, but on the other hand, Gaara never got like any love from his parents at all.
And his uncle tried to explode him.
I always like the comparison between Gaara and Naruto, because the thing with like Naruto is it just shows how much what love can do to somebody. Like when Naruto, he was alone growing up, but he had Iruka Sensei. He had all these people around him to like help him and be there for him growing up. While Gaara didn't have any of that. People were afraid of him.
He was used by the government.
He was used by the government. They looked at him as a tool. They looked at him as like something. They didn't even look at him as a human. And the one person that really did even care for him didn't even care for him like that. I forget. I remember there was that whole. We had the whole backstory. There was that one guy.
His uncle.
His uncle didn't even fucking care for him that much, bro. Just hated him. Shitty.
So Smezzy, thank you for the 5. I want to say that, but. I mean, it's relating a Hunter x Hunter arc to a Naruto arc, but I don't know how far they are into the Hunter x Hunter arc.
Where are the Chimera Ant arc?
And if they see something that happens in that arc that's related, what if they're able to figure it out? Could be a spoiler. I must tread lightly.
Yeah, Chris is really careful these days when it comes to
that sub was not a spoiler.
Go say it.
This isn't?
Yeah.
No, they already know those people.
Okay, so did you know the Akatsuki is inspired by Hunter x Hunter Phantom Troop?
Nice.
No, that.
Sorry.
Jesus. Sasuke is inspired
Killing
by
everyone's ears.
Kurapika?
Dude, that's so cool.
Sasuke is inspired by Kurapika?
Yep.
What? Interesting.
That's what Smezzy says.
I mean,
With the eyes. With the fucking eyes.
I can believe it, bro.
LB
Scarlet
says, for reference, when comparing My Hero and Naruto, the My Hero anime is currently equivalent to about 2/3 of the Konoha Crush arc, Naruto versus Gaara, and the Tug of War. So, like, in length, like, Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I think that, fun fact, we barely scratched the surface.
Yeah.
There's so much more Naruto to get into.
I know, we should do more of these.
There's so much more to talk about.
I think we should just do like one arc at a time because I could have went forever about each
Yeah, I
arc.
could have went on forever.
Well, now we're all caught up, so essentially when we finish an arc, we can talk about it.
Yeah, I'm with it. That's fun.
So relating to that point, actually, so we know you guys want more episodes. That's probably not going to happen because we don't have time for that. But I did have a section idea where we do a sort of trivia show where I do all the work and they show up and listen and talk and stuff.
And we do trivia?
Yeah, we learn.
What do we win if we win?
Whole bunch of things you don't earn shit. I'm doing most of the work.
Bragging rights.
Yeah, I show up and we talk about more stuff about the show, things you guys have brought up here, the references, etc., all that cool stuff.
It'd be interesting. I want to learn more about some of the references and lore.
All right, we'll just branch Nahid off to do his own Naruto podcast every month. Nahid, you're now writing Naruto podcast for the Naruto fans. Never stop.
Dude, don't do that because they're going to... it's cool. You guys can't... Okay, so my Discord was open to everybody. Like, everybody can get on my Discord and message me. But then one of you not cool shinobi out there decided to message me and send me a bunch of spoilers. Ever since that, now, if you want to, like, talk to me, you got to, like, friend request me. So...
Damn.
So I'm not gonna get bombarded.
Yeah, guys, be cool with Shinobi out there. Well, we are going to be doing more podcasts in the future. If this is your first time checking out our channel, come hang out with us. There's plenty of other things. Today's episode, I know, I heard her. Give me a second. Today's episode is brought to you by More Naruto. Drink more Naruto.
Drink Naruto.
Make sure to add me on Instagram, Callie's Finest 1990. I'm about to type inside the chat. Thank you so much.
And add me on Twitter.
You're looking at the spoilers in the chat.
Mine's is Dragon82243 on Twitter. You can ask me anything. I'm cool. You know what I mean? I'm trying to become an influencer, I think.
Rana is a follow whore. Confirmed.
Jealous I got to it before you.
No, that's why I'm not pimping mine out.
Wait. Mine's is Dragon82243.
If you guys like cool music and cool pictures, follow me at NewSense88. I just typed it in the chat as well.
Before me.
Hey, Chris is low key just like savage about it because he has Nightbot like straight up do that.
I did teach Nightbot how to pimp me out.
Later.
Bye.
Hey y'all, thanks for hanging out. It's been another fun podcast, another week kicking it with the Normies. We're getting up there in the numbers just like Naruto is. This is going to be up on the internet. It'll be every place where you can find podcasts. Thanks for kicking it. Thanks for hanging out. Peace.
Yeah, we had like 1.2K, man.
1.3.
That's a lot.